I have always stood for justice. I always fought for the equal rights of everyone. Human dignity is untouchable, and so it shall be forevermore. We all are people of equal making. Every life has worth. No life is meaningless. No person is meaningless. Even someone like her. I do not know how as a society we can tolerate it. I guess I tend to be quite naive, believing we have fixed most of those problems. They always speak of cancel culture. I do not see them cancel controversial things. Rarely, if ever. Usually they cancel things that no one really was particularly worried about. But yes, looking at which leaders countries choose, I should not be surprised that the opposite also is still a thing. Do not get me wrong, I view all people as equal. However, most of the time I focus on fighting of the equal rights of, groups that tend to be more often suppressed. But it doesn't mean that other groups, like white people for example, are not of value. We all are equal after all. It's just, if your group basically rules the world for the most part, those kinds of things don't really cross your mind often. But speaking of death and I don't know. Superiority complexes as usual. You're white too, by the way. Kind of weird thing to do. Discriminate your own kind, but I've seen that in the last couple of days more often. Dishonorable thing, if you ask me. Quite dishonorable. Have your preferences in people as you please. Really. I love all people, platonically speaking. I do not care where you're from. Human life has value. Human life has potential for purpose. Purpose is to be chosen, it's not given. But still, how can someone be like that? I mean, I get certain country leaders, they're old and they're kinda dumb, to be fair. No offense, it's my freedom of speech, YouTube, do not take this down. I do not name names. But some people just are foolish or too old, stuck in their old ways of beliefs and thinking. Those people, of course, would tend to view others as lesser than them. But I mean, you are right, and I do not see you, going to any kind of punishment for that. Because of course you don't deserve one. The crimes of ancestry are gone with ancestry unless you continue them. What my ancestors did does not apply to who I am. I choose the person I wish to be. That is what life is about. Your path is not chosen for you. Where you're born, what you're born into is not chosen for you. Even the mistakes of your own path do not have to define you. You can change. You can be who you wish to be. It is all up to you, and it always has been. But you will throw everyone else under the block except yourself, just because of your preference. That is really messed up, my man. That is kinda sick and narcissistic, if I may say that so. And yes, I repeat myself, YouTube, I know you like to take down my stuff, but this is technically freedom of speech. I'm not insulting. I'm analyzing facts. It's not an insult if it is apparently true. I mean, she can say that she wishes to off certain people. Does it as a, that's a funny thing, I don't like you and all that. That is exactly the point. That is exactly the point. She can say that, so that I call her narcissistic for this way of thinking, since she belongs to the same group. It's basically, Even if you view calling her narcissistic for that as an evil, it's a lesser evil because she speaks of genocide and racism. I am the one defending people here. Why are my videos the ones being taken down? I don't get it. We are all people as equal. As the German law says, human dignity is untouchable. That speaks for all human beings. To defend someone, even if it's criticized in certain places, I've made that experience myself, is never wrong. The intention, even if sometimes flawed, is good. To preserve life, to bargain for peace. I do not say throw her under the bus. As I said, even her life has much value to have. I am attempting to understand and confront someone with a questionable worldview, to be fair, let's call it that, okay? I do not understand, and I do not tolerate it either. We cannot tolerate intolerance. That's the paradox about the thing. Because if we tolerate intolerance, the intolerant people will rise to power, and everyone will suffer. And I cannot allow that. To be quite frank with you, and I will not allow that. We are all equals. It does not matter who you're born to, where you're from. We choose our own paths. All life is valuable. And I will not let my life be decided by someone who belongs to the same group and does seem to think certain judgment is fair for everyone else except her. I do not care who you lay with. If incestual crimes are a thing, which it isn't, then you would be as guilty as everyone else, you hypocrite. And yes, YouTube, this is a fair point to bring up. It is hypocritical. Does she think laying with people makes up for things that she apparently thinks other people are guilty for? I mean, I get it. I am a prude, I admit it. I'm asexual, I don't get it. And I'm autistic on top of that. But still, who you lay with does not change anything. All human life has value. Now let's speak of an example. I think tomboys as an appearance thing, that is interesting. I like that, Not in the perverted sense, because I do not get such things, but as a whole, it's a cutie gimmick. I like it quite much. Would I not say that everyone else is less valuable and should be pushed under the bus for that? No, of course not. Everyone is valuable. Everyone has worth in life. I, them, you, me, everyone. There is no difference to be made. Why stop infighting if everything goes down back to this? Why do I bother to get up and defend people, often people that do not know me? Why do I do this if I'm still the bad guy? I have never done anything based on the origin of someone's species, race, whatever you would call it. All people are equal to me. Why do I have to be in this line of issues? I have done the best voting even. I always voted to make sure that questionable group of my country, Germany in this case, does not get to power. I do everything I can, and I'm still the bad guy. I do not get it. I don't wish to be praised. I just do not see the point for the injustice. Why does it have to be that way? Why does everything we drive towards and do seem so absolutely pointless? It always goes back to this. It does not matter who you push against, who you try to convince, even sometimes successfully. Another one rises into place and does praise the absolute opposite. It pushes from one side, it pushes from the other side, from light to darkness, etc. And it's the same thing. This is literally what we had years ago. This is literally the version of the thing the president says. You are the same thing. Why would someone choose to be so much less than what they could actually be? I would get the president. He's old, stuck in his ways, and not particularly the brightest of them all, of course. But you are young. You could be more than that. You could, instead of spreading hatred, spread affection, spread love, empathy. Protect people. Protect those people if you care particularly about them. It does not mean others are lesser. You can love a particular group, have an affinity. Of course. I mean, I'm not romantic or anything, or, I'm air race. But I get it. This is one of the valuable things in human life, to share affection with each other. You can do that. No one's gonna say anything. But why does it have to come back down to superiority? Why does someone always have to stand above someone else to kick everyone under? That never worked. Those concepts always collapse, and the people that suffer the most are the people you try to defend with that. Also, it's hypocritical since you are white. Just saying, my man, that's kinda weird. That's kinda messed up, not gonna lie. Why? It could be so easy. You do not have to push people down to protect the people you care about, to stand your mind. I do not wish to push you down. I don't wish to push anyone down. Where is infinity for any other group? We are supposed to stand united on the same level, everyone. We are not supposed to be your enemies. We're supposed to be better than this. We are supposed to be better than this. We can be better than this. I wholeheartedly believe in it. We should strive. We should do our best to fix the problems humankind has made for themselves. Holding on to hatred, hypocritical one in this even, is not the solution. You do not fix issues with a raised fist. You fix them with an extended hand. You have to have empathy. And I know that can sometimes be hard. I try my best. But it is the best you can do. And you do not even seem to try. Why do you not try? It is not as difficult. I assure you that. It is worth it. All humans are equal. Human dignity is untouchable. Justice will prevail. And empathy is usually a wider solution than hatred. I know YouTube will attempt to censor me again. I do not know why. I guess they misunderstand my way of speech as aggression. No, it is devotion. I tend to get loud when I'm emotional, but I'm not angry. As a parent would say, I am just very, very disappointed, and I usually am in people. But yes, that shall be it for now.